Today we're playing my Jeleve Lobotomy deck. This deck's game plan is quite simple. We wanna cast Jeleve over and over until all of our opponent's libraries are basically gone. Well, ours will disappear a little bit too, but preferably theirs will faster. This deck basically contains interaction and ramp. That's it. We're not really in a combo, we're just gonna interact by removing our opponent's decks from the game instead. We're going up against Kalamax Storm, basically an Underworld Breach deck. But we have another TMR deck in the pod, Malcom Tana on the Glintor Buccaneer combo. And the last player in the pod, Esper Tivit trying to win with time Sieve. And of course a Fastest Oracle is in there as well. As always, this video will follow my solo perspective as I'm narrating the match, showcasing my hand and thought process during the video. And now, let's take a look at my opening hand. Kinda could keep this, I guess. Yeah, you know what? Why not? I mean, this Shane's is pretty good. Ponder would probably help us get somewhere. We have a Grim for lots of mana, so yeah, we're gonna keep this. We're third in turn order. That's a lot of lag. Well, starting player. So he said he casts Land or Elf. There's the tropical island, I guess. In any case, game continues with an Fire Island and a Mox Diamond from Sid. He's got a Waterlot Grove and a place a Talisman and pass the turn. So I'm gonna draw a card, Bloodstained Mire, sacrifice that, gonna find an Underground Sea, tap it, cast a Ponder. Looking at these top 3 cards, putting that one back, and drawing one card and passing the turn. Oh, there we go. Our breath is in play. We catched up. But Tivit is casting a Mystic Remora and passes the turn. However, Kalamax is casting a Red Elemental Blast on the Mystic Remora. That's great. So turn goes here. He plays a Gemstone Mine and a Rhystic Study that we can't see yet. Rhystic Study, it's very blurry. However, Tivit is casting Force of Negation on the Rhystic Study. Wow, interaction is flying everywhere. So yeah, no Rhystic Study, no fish. And he could not use his Force of Negation to protect his fish on his own turn. So turn goes to Sid, the Kalamax layer, and casts a Regrowth, returns land, and passes the turn. I'm gonna untap and draw a card, play Marsh Flats, sacrifice Marsh Flats, finds a bad land. I'm gonna pay 2 mana and cast a Chains of Mistopheles, anti-card draw, and then I pass. So turn goes to Tivit in the Grafdigger's Cage. We're getting into a, yeah, feels like a great game for Jeleve, honestly. This is really where we wanna be. I'm a little bit scared what this guy could develop into though, sadly, but turn goes here. He casts his commander Malcom, so turn goes to Kalamax. Yeah, here we go. Big Dino. Untap and draw a card. Play this Snow-Covered Island. There's no real point in casting Narset because it will just die to Kalamax. And I already have anti-card draw in play. I'm gonna cast Vandal Blast on the Mox Diamond Kalamax player, Sid. Boom! And pass. But at the end of my turn, Vamp Tutor from Tivit. It's cool to see I'm not the only one showcasing myself with a webcam here. I never played against this person, but if you have Playing with Power sleeves and you're playing Tivit, you know what you're doing. Finds a card. Now the 2 decks that I'm kind of scared of is Tivit and Kalamax. It feels like I can interact with this guy with my board wipe pretty easily, but I have a really good weapon versus Tivit with the name of Mana Drain. It's gonna be the mana I'm gonna use to cast my commander, Jeleve. So he draws his card, let's see what he's gonna do. Mana Crypt? And then he passes the turn. Alright. I don't know exactly what he's up to. He goes to combat and attack at Tivit with his Malcom for 1, creates a treasure. I'm the only one who still have some life. And then he casts Tana, his secondary partner, which is the one he needs to get the color identity of red to get his Glinthorn Buccaneer to his 99. Turn goes to Kalamax. And I really want to mana drain whatever he casts here because he need 1 mana to get my commander in play. Well, if he's doing nothing, I still have a land in hand for it. It's fine. But combat. I take 4 damage from that thing. I guess that was a revenge for me destroying his Mox Diamond. I also have a feeling he doesn't like Shane Mistopheles here. It might be very good versus his Storm deck. And he passes turn. So I will untap and draw a card. Play this Barbarian Ring. Do we tap out here for commander? I think we do. I'm gonna cast Jeleve, paying 4 mana. Jeleve resolves. We exile 4 cards. Blasphemous Act, land, Mox Opal, and Karn. Stubborn Eye, Offer, and a Bird. So I get nothing from you, Mr. Doc. Check. Imperial Seal and a path to exile. Nice. I passed turn after that. So we got some good cards there. Most importantly, we got the Blasphemous Act. I think that's the one we're gonna cast next turn here, actually. Just attack, board wipe, be happy. Recast Jeleve later, be more happy. And we also have protection for the Blasphemous Act with our mana drain. Also, I think if we just destroy that Kalamax, he won't come back here because removing one source of his mana pip from the box diamond and increasing commander attacks, he can't draw. He's in top taking mode. That feels great. Yet casts a demonic tutor. This is super scary because he's already tutored once, and I don't think that was the mana crypt, or could have been mana crypt with this vamp tutor. But 2 tutors usually means fastest consult. However, Narset's reversal from Kalamax. Now there's a very cool trick here from Kalamax, copying Narset's reversal, but to prevent a copy clone, basically what's gonna happen is that Narset's reversal will go back to Kalamax's hand, but Mr. Doc is the Malcom Tana player is using a dispel counterspell to make sure that the Narset reversal goes to the graveyard. So everything still resolves. Kalamax gets the tutor, and Jed gets his demonic tutor back to his hand. Kalamax finds a mysterious card, and then Jed passes the turn to Mr. Doc. 24, the Malcom Tana player. First thing first, going to combat, generating a treasure with Malcom, and 2 saplings with Tana. And then he just passes his turn. Interesting. So we're going to Kalamax, and this is the turn I'm kinda scared of. We'll see. Drawing a card, combat first. He casts a Nature's Claim. I'm getting a copy because of Kalamax, and he wants to destroy my Chain. And the copy is also targeting Chains. Chains of Mephistopheles is destroyed. And this was before damage, so I take 1 more damage. I'll go to my turn and draw a card. I want to go to combat. But before combat, he's casting Snap, sending 2 snaps at Jeleve. Could mana drain one of them, but still the snap is going back to... She will end up going back to my hand anyway. I kind of want to keep my mana here, so it resolves, she goes back to my hand, and the cards are in exile forever. And he untaps his lands because of Snap, and the other Snap fizzles. I'm gonna cast a Grim Monolith, losing a life, and then I'm gonna pass the turn. So that was a really bad outcome. We really needed to board wipe that Kalamax, I think. And here we go, Demonic Tutor. In response, Kalamax is casting Dig Through Time. I'm gonna mana drain the original Dig Through Time, as it has a really expensive CMC cost. It's a little bit too strong if he's getting like 2 Dig Through Times here. But the copy of Dig Through Time resolves above the Demonic Tutor. He finds 2 cards, but then Demonic Tutor resolves for Jed, the Tivit player. Windfall! I like that, actually, because I do want to replace my hand. And gaining the amount of mana, sending Jeleve to command zone is better. Yeah, all good. Alright, let's see here. 5 cards. Dockside! Oh, we didn't get much, though. Oh, we can use this to return our commander to our hand over and over. That's good. Pump mana. I'm really happy I got the mana drain off right now. I guess we're gonna use Sorcerer's Spyglass and say... Glinthorn or Time Sieve. After drawing 5 cards, Tivit plays a Scrubland and pass. So turn goes to Tana. He untaps, plays a Fiery Islet, land for turn. Woo! Tandem Lookout. He soul bounds it to Malcom, obviously. He attacks at Jed, the Tivit player, and draws a card and deals and creates a treasure. So turn goes to Kalamax. And he draws a card. Plays an Arid Misa, land drop, cracks it, finds a Taiga. Kalamax is currently an 8/8. I've currently taken 10 commander damage from Kalamax, so I can take 1 more hit. He swings Kalamax at me. Before damage, casts Crop Rotation, sacrificing a land, creating a copy of Crop Rotation, and grows Kalamax. So he searches out 2 lands. Pretty good. I take 9 commander. I'm currently at 19 commander, 23 life remaining. I think we lost the game once that snap happened. We couldn't Blasphemous Act this game. So I will go to my turn, untap and draw. So I gain 8 colorless mana from Dig Through Time mana drain trick. I want to use 2 of that and cast Dimir Signet. I want to use 1 to activate Dimir Signet and then tap this one for mana. And I'll have Grix floating, use 2 more colorless mana and cast Jeleve. Jeleve resolves, we exile 6 cards. So I find Drown in the lock, that's good. I can get rid of Kalamax at the very last. Gildrake, Misdirection, Soldering, Abrade. Okay, only Abrade there. Curse Totem, Spell Pierce, City Brass, Marsh, and 2 lands. And from Mr. Doc I got another Abrade. Land drop, I'm gonna play this Sanctum Eternity. 1 colorless from the mana drain mana and this bad land, Dockside. But Mr. Doc sacrifices his treasures. I kinda like that. So I get 3 total treasures. I'll tap this island, use the last colorless mana and cast Sorcerer's Spyglass. I want to look at cEDH's Kalamax hand. I have that thing. Oh, no. And oh, that's a big card draw spell. Oh, no, I can't stop it either. Yikes. After that, I'm gonna say Time Sieve on my Sorcerer's Spyglass. I was contemplating between Glinthorn or Time Sieve, but I'm gonna say Time Sieve because turn was passed to Mr. Doc, and Doc did not cast a Glinthorn, so it's Time Sieve. But I'm passing turn after this. But he decides to cast the Garruk of the Wild Speaker now, when people are kinda tapped out, with his Pyroblast in his hand. But Mr. Doc responds with a Mindbreak Trap for free, because I have cast 3 more spells. So Mindbreak Trap for free, but he casts a Pyroblast in response to the Mindbreak Trap. Mr. Doc cast March of Swirling Mist facing out Kalamax. This is great, because Garruk's spell checks on resolution, so total outcome is that they will draw X and X is equal 0. So we're saved by Mr. Doc's interaction. Plays an Exotic Orchard, Jewel Lotus, and here comes Tivit. On the ETB he votes for Treasure and Clue. Considering the amount of mana that he has, and the amount of cards in his hand is only 3, we're giving him treasures. So 4 treasures and 1 clue. Cast an Arcane Signet. Yeah, more mana. And then he just passes the turn. He casts a Keen Sense on Malcom, so when Malcom connects he will draw 2 cards. I think we're gonna kill Malcom before anything else actually. He swings everything he has at cEDH. So no blocks because his Kalamax is phased out and also tapped. So he makes more Saprolings, dealing 10 damage, then draws 2 cards and makes a treasure. And passes the turn. Kalamax faces in, he draws a card, and then he swings Kalamax at Yed. Yed takes 10, go down to 12. Turn goes to me, untap. That is a really bad draw. I'm gonna play this island. I'm gonna go to combat with Jeleve at Mr. Doc in the air and cast Mr. Doc's Abrade on Malcom. You're casting your own Abrade on yourself, killing Malcom. It takes damage from the crypt, draws a card, and he's down to 9 life remaining. Yikes. He's not in a good position either. He goes to combat, 6 in the air to cEDH with his Tivit. No blocks, he takes 5, makes 2 clues, but we all give him treasures because just look at that mana and look at that non-existing hand size. He cracks a clue to draw a card, cracks the last clue, drawing another card, casts an Enlightenment Tutor. He finds a Wishclaw Talisman. Smart. He casts a Tainted Pact. That's a way to draw a card. He casts a Grim Monolith. Wishclaw Talisman on the stack. Activating the Wishclaw. Giving it to cEDH, which is kinda clever. He will search his deck. And he got a Time Twister. Haha! I think that's what he searched for. So I guess Yed is looking for ways to get rid of my Sorcerer's Spyglass, but as well maybe gaining Time Sieve here. But in response, Kalamax cast Delayed Blast. This will do 2 damage to everything and in people's face, but if it's cast from exile, it does 5 damage. So it's 4 damage to everything. Time Twister resolves. Let's see what we're gonna draw here. Ooh, nice. I really like that we drew into Red Elemental Blast. Mind Stylization is fun. Now analyzing the situation and looking at my hand. Tivit is in play. I can kill Tivit if I cast Volcanic Fallout, dealing 2 more damage to it. However, Kalamax might be on the intent of killing him anyway. Cast a Demonic Tutor. He finds a card, but then he passes the turn. And we go to a very empty board state. 3 lands, but in the end step a Brainstorm. On his turn he plays an Exotic Orchard, land drop, Mana Crypt. He recasts Malcom, and I play a Finhorn Elf, more food for my Volcanic off Fallout, and then he pass. Turn goes to Kalamax. Now I could use my Red Elemental Blast to kill Kalamax, but I think I need Kalamax to kill Yed here. He plays a City of Brass, land drop. So this surprises me a lot. He's attacking me. I don't actually understand why, but I want to cast Red Elemental Blast on your Kalamax commander and survive. In response, he activates Wishclaw Talisman. However, now I kind of see why he attacked me. He casts Nexus of Fate, and because of Kalamax, he gains a second copy of Nexus of Fate. So he will take 2 more turns, which means that he can kill everyone here. But Jed is casting Flusterstorm in response, trying to counterspell the Nexus of Fates. He pays for 1 Flusterstorm, so his copies resolves, but the original Nexus of Fate is being counterspelled. Red Elemental Blast resolves, Kalamax dies, but Kalamax will take an extra turn because of the copy still resolved. Plays a Lion's Eye Diamond in his second main phase. He casts Spellseeker. He finds a Cyclonic Rift and keeps it in his hand and pass a turn. So I'm gonna go to my turn and draw a card. Gonna play this island land drop. 2 colorless floating, dockside, extortionist. So I gain 9 treasures, going up to 12. That's sweet. Sweet mana. I want to use 2 more colorless remaining from the Grim Monolith and cast Mind's Dilation. 7 mana enchantment. Mind's Dilation resolves. I want to cast Jeleve for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I whiff. I don't hit a single instant sorcery. Everything just goes to exile. But here we get some cool things. Oh, Underworld Breach is gone. That's nice. Forest Brainstorm. Nice. I get nothing from Mr. Doc. Basically counterspells. Casting Fellwar Stone, then casting Sphere of Resistance. Wow. He's casting Cyclonic Overload, losing 5 life because of his Pain lands. Mind's Dilation trigger. Go for it. Flip. We are flipping it. Drum roll. Rhystic Study. Cool. I want to cast Rhystic Study. But in response to Rhystic Study, we are going to cast Volcanic Fallout, dealing 2 damage to all creatures and 2 damage to all players. Boom. Can't be countered. This will kill Malcom and kill Cid. And will also make Cycrift and Rhystic Study fizzle. I'm able to pay 3 mana for Volcanic Fallout because Sphere of Resistance is currently not still in play. Now in response, he sacrifices Lionseye Diamond for 3 purple mana, discard his entire hand, and dies. Going down to 0 life, and Cycrift does not resolve. Phew! But after all of that... Crypt Trigger! He could die! Come on! Die! He does not look happy about this. All this damage. All this damage. Ah! He dies! I like his smiling there too. He's happy about it. He's fine about it. That's good. That's good. That was a long game. Okay, so we're in a 1v1 versus Malcom. So turn goes to this guy. He also takes damage. And look at my board state. It's pretty good. He casts Spellseeker. Mind's Dilation trigger. I got a Colossal Sky something. Oh wait, that's a big creature, right? 4/6 something. 6. I'm casting that. This is a big 6/5 flying, and I kinda like that. However, because of Sphere of Resistance, I actually can't cast Turtle. He finds Parablast with Spellseeker and kills my Mind's Dilation. A pretty good choice. I will go to my turn, untap and draw a card. I'm gonna attack with Jeleve at you, casting Neoform, paying an extra mana for Neoform. I'm gonna find a Wandering Archaic with a +1% counter on it. I'm gonna cast this thing, and it's probably good to force you to sacrifice that treasure just because making it hard for you. So, Thieving Skydiver. X is 1, targeting your treasure. Then I pass the turn. Turn goes to our friend. Mana Crypt triggers. He takes some more damage. He casts a Ponder. He pays for Wandering Archaic and Sphere of Resistance. So that's a 4 mana Ponder. Oh my god. He keeps the cards, draw cards, and leaves 2 on the top, which we're gonna steal with Jeleve. He passed the turn to me. I'm gonna pay 4 mana to untap my Grim Monolith before I take my turn. Then going to my turn, drawing a card and untap everything. So Wandering Archaic is big, 5/5, and a 2/1 coming your way. The Thieving Skydiver got flying. He blocks the Wandering Archaic and takes a total of 2 damage. I want to cast Jeleve for 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 for Sphere of Resistance. 10 cards. I get from myself Pyroblast, Toxic, Deadly, Abrade, Brainstorm, Lightning Bolt from me. Cute. And I get a red elemental blast from my other guy, but I pass turn here. He doesn't take any damage from the mana crypt this time. He casts a Spellskite for 3 mana and a Kinnan. It's hard to see that, but that's a Kinnan. I'm gonna take my turn and untap everything except the Grim Monolith stays tapped. Play Swamp, land drop, go to combat with all of my guys at you, casting Deadly Rollick on Kinnan, which will be Spellskite, I think. Spellskite dies and it takes 8 damage. I'm gonna activate my cool land, paying 2 mana, and return Jeleve back to my hand, so all the cards goes to permanent exile. And I will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana recast Jeleve for 5. I get nothing from me, and then a braid from my opponent. Pass turn. He takes damage from the mana crypt. He's slowly dying here. He casts Bring to Light. He pays for my Wandering Archaic. He finds a dockside. He gains 5 treasures, which is 10 mana from that Kinnan. That's a lot of mana. For those that are wondering, the reason I did not use my Barbarian Ring over there on Kinnan is because I have 5 cards in my grave. I had Threshold for a second ago, but someone caused a Time Twister in this game and shuffled all my cards into my library. So can't do that. Would have loved to do that. It's a little bit scary because my hand is basically nothing. He passed the turn, go to my turn, draw a card. That's a good card. I'm gonna cast Traitor's Grasp, paying extra for Sphere. In response, he activates Kinnan. He finds nothing though. Can't see it because it's a little bit laggy. Oh, here we go. There we go. I'm taking Glinthorn from his deck, removing it permanently out of the game. I'm gonna cast Mox Diamond, paying 1 mana. I'm not gonna sacrifice discard a land. It goes to grave. I now have 7 cards in my grave. Going to combat with everything I have, casting a Braid from Jeleve at Kinnan. Kinnan dies. He blocks with Dockside at Wandering, takes 3 damage, goes down to 7. But he draws. He passed turn. I go to my turn. I slam him, and I win. That was... I did not expect that win though, actually. Pretty cool. A lot of things went the absolute wrong way. A lot of things went the absolute correct way. We didn't get to win the game the normal Jeleve way, milling out everybody. People kind of died their own way here and there, but just Jeleve value takes over the game quite efficiently here.